Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining us again for another video. We are once again in our room because we are currently in between furniture in the living room. We donated our furniture to the Waterfront Rescue Mission. We have yet to get our new furniture in. So today we are starting the brand new series. This was voted on by patrons, the next series we would watch after Lord of the Rings, and it is X-Men. Very excited to watch X-Men, especially with all the stuff going on in the MCU right now. Jen, you have seen at least a good bit of the first X-Men, but what are your thoughts and how much have you seen? And what are your thoughts on going back to one of the very first superhero movies, going all the way back to 2000, one of the foundational superhero movies for the MCU today? It was like Blade, this, and like the first Spider-Man.
X-Men, what? I'm so happy about this because this is the only like superhero series that I know just like a little smidge, just the very tiniest bit. Thank you guys for letting me watch X-Men. I have seen parts of the first one. I haven't seen any of I don't even know how many there are.
The other ones.
But I saw parts of it. The only thing that I can remember is the chick with the white hair controls the weather. And the guy in the wheelchair is bald. And apparently he's like head of the group. So that's all I remember. I think I saw a little bit like when it first came out, so I really just don't recall much. I mean, it looked interesting, so I'm really excited because it's just another bite of superhero world, which has been really good so far. It has been a huge payoff for me. So I'm excited to kind of delve into like another world, a whole new set of characters.
A whole new world.
Thank you. So I'm just really happy to kind of have something fresh. So I haven't really heard any reception from people, whether they like the X-Men or whether they don't. But with common sense, I'm thinking they made a couple of these, so there has to be some kind of fandom out there for the X-Men.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know what to think, but as usual, I'm going into it with an open mind. I'm just excited that I have a little bit of knowledge because I feel like I went into the MCU with absolutely no knowledge. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any of the storylines, which was fun in its own right. But it'll just be nice to have a little bit of knowledge going in, so. And when I say a little bit of knowledge, I mean, obviously that's not a lot because I only know the guy in the wheelchair and the chick that controls the weather. But I think I also know Rebecca Romijn plays some kind of character in the other ones.
Yeah, well you know Wolverine though too, don't you?
Oh yeah, because we saw Logan.
Yeah, well we saw.
That's right.
I think when we did My Friend Watches, I think you came in when we did X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think you did Wolverine. You didn't do those? I'll have to look back. I don't remember if you were there for those. We did Logan, so if you'd like to see us all watch Logan, that's already done like a year ago. But I know we haven't done the original X-Men trilogy. I don't think we did First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse. We didn't do any of those, but I don't remember if we did the Wolverine trilogy together.
Come to think about it, I do know Wolverine. I thought that went without saying. Just because I know that he's like the main character. But I do remember the Wolverine movie where his girlfriend was killed, but she actually ended up being like a villain. Yeah, and then I do remember Logan. So I do remember both of those movies. And I like Wolverine, I really do. But I think this is one of those movies where I may like the smaller cast members, like the supporting cast members a little more. I don't know, that's just the vibe that I'm getting from it, but I could be very wrong. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about this. I'm hoping it's gonna be good just because I'm so excited about it, so yeah.
So thank you patrons for voting for this one. We did a poll on Patreon for the next series to watch after Lord of the Rings, and X-Men won, which is good because the last poll we did when Lord of the Rings won, Jen was really wanting X-Men to win. So everyone voted for X-Men, so Jen could watch these. So thank you so much, patrons. If you would like to have your vote heard later on down the line, consider joining Patreon to have a chance to have your voice heard on the channel and to have a chance to have your comment of the day featured. And speaking of comment of the day, let's do ours.
I also have to point out my peeps that were like, let Jen watch X-Men. I saw y'all comments and it made me feel just special. Like, I love that at least a couple people were like rooting for something I wanted to watch. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered either way. I would have been just as excited. But it does mean something to me that some of y'all were thinking about that. Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Today's comment of the day comes to us from Billy Munoz. Billy, thank you so much. Can we just take a moment to take in how beautiful it is that these My Girlfriend Watches videos started with Holden showing Jen the MCU, and now we are seeing them both blindly discuss what they are about to watch. And I'll add, Jen is giving Holden some fun facts now too. Yes, so I think that was in one of our Hawkeye videos where we were watching the episodes as they were coming off, but starting from when Jen hadn't seen anything in the MCU to now where we're both going in, not knowing what's going to happen. It's been a great journey. So thank you all for participating in that and supporting the channel. And now we're going to go back to one of the old Marvel properties, X-Men. This was actually Fox Productions. They've now been bought out by Disney. So there's a lot of speculation of whether or not the X-Men will be joining the MCU at sometime in the near future. But taking it back to one of the very first, probably the first superhero team-up movie. I don't know if that's fair to say. I think so, yeah. If you want to consider the X-Men a team-up type of thing. But let's go ahead and get into it. The very first X-Men. We just finished Lord of the Rings, and Ian McKellen played Gandalf, who also plays one of the main characters in this.
I knew I recognized him. Who does he play?
Magneto.
Mutation.
X was,
It is the key to our evolution. But every few hundred millennia, evolution leaps forward.
It's very early 2000s opening. I'm all about it too.
The Holocaust?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's my people.
She actually is Jewish, and I'm actually German. Fixing the mistakes of my people. Aw. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably lay off. I didn't realize they get freaky deaky in this movie.
Well, they try.
Can't match up or something?
Well, let's keep watching. Let's find out.
Ew.
Can't match up.
She's just playing piano and her daughter is upstairs getting laid.
You call an ambulance?
It'll be all right, David. Come on, walk that off.
I mean, it doesn't look like it. It really doesn't look like he's gonna pull through.
Are mutants dangerous?
I'm afraid that's an unfair question, Senator.
What is it the mutant community has to hide, I wonder, that makes them so afraid to identify themselves?
I didn't say they were hiding.
Girl in Illinois who can walk through walls. Now, what's
Kitty
to
pride.
stop her from mutants so powerful that they can enter our minds and control our thoughts?
Professor X, like,
Decide whether they want their children to be in school with mutants.
I love how he just took over her speech.
obviously there's a lot of subtext to the X-Men were a metaphor for the civil rights at the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, what are you doing here? Why do you ask questions to which you already know the answers?
Mankind has evolved since then.
Yes, into us. Don't get in my way.
We are the future, Charles, not them. One of my favorite villains, dressed in like Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh yeah, he's for sure gonna lose with that shirt.
That clank. The Wolverine. He's so lean in this movie too.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That doesn't look like American money. Are they supposed to be in Canada or something?
You guys with your Monopoly paper money. Sorry, Devin.
Steve Austin.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I'll hang with him.
So I wonder if that still like hurts.
Well, he makes a comment later.
I like his hair and his facial hair.
Yeah, very much from the comics. Savannah. We're trying to wake her up for school.
What the hell are you doing?
I gotta wake her up that way too.
Cigar in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Come on, we're running late.
Doesn't that mean you were in the army?
Been in a lot of armies, kid.
Suddenly, my life doesn't look that bad.
Wow.
Does it
Yeah.
hurt?
Every time.
I don't know.
I try to think about that and like the movies down the line, you know.
Why are you
That's
laughing?
just funny.
That man just went through the windshield.
I don't need less auto lessons from you. Just fly through. Look how far he is.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh, well, that takes care of that. Wait a minute. So he also has like.
A good sense of smell. They don't really emphasize it a lot outside of like this, maybe the second one.
Oh, is it Weather Girl?
It's Storm.
Oh, that's her name?
Weather Girl's on Channel 3 later.
What is this guy? Like Laser? Is that his name? Laser? Did I guess it?
No. That's Ray Park. He played Darth Maul.
Blondie?
No, the guy who was spraying the thing with the big glasses just then.
Really? What actor plays him?
Him?
Yeah.
Tyler Mane. He was Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. I've seen enough Showtime after 11 p.m. to know where this is going.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's definitely Showtime.
Where are you going?
That's a lot of kids. It's like a daycare?
Physics. Would you like some breakfast?
Where am I?
Rogue? She's here. She's fine.
Really?
Oh, he seems like a sweet old man. Where's this little
They
thingy?
saved your life.
Just uses it on missions.
What's a Magneto?
That's my
Very
question.
powerful mutant. The man who attacked you is an associate of his called Sabretooth.
Sabretooth? What do they call you? Wheels?
Another good thing is this movie is very self-aware.
He's very hostile.
Logan.
I like how Cyclops looks at Professor X for some like permission to fight back.
What is this place?
So people just drop their like kids off here to live for the rest of their lives?
No, not to live for the rest of their lives.
Rogue. Incapable of physical human contact. Probably for the rest of her life.
Oh dang, that
Yet
sucks.
here she is.
No physical touch for the rest of her life.
Don't worry, they always find a way.
I give you my word that I will use all my power to help you piece together what you've lost.
The rest of the damn world deal with mutants in their own way.
Wow.
If it were up to me, I'd lock them all away.
Wow.
Where the hell are we?
Oh goody! That's Rebecca Romaine. Slapping him with her feet or
I
her
know.
fins.
Her fins, yes, still got feet.
These two must get it on.
My bones aren't the only thing that's
I have
adamantium.
to get my shirt off again, huh?
Holden Thomas Hardman!
His skull is too. What did you think?
Surgically grafted to his entire skeleton. He has uncharted regenerative capability.
Experimentation on mutants. Not entirely sure it's him Magneto wants.
Darth Maul.
Toad has a wicked tongue, Senator. I think what you really are afraid of is me. Mankind has always feared what it doesn't understand.
Well, he can't be killing him. There's much easier ways to do that.
Right.
He's teaching me to develop it.
I could teach you to develop something.
Sure he is.
Holden Thomas
Okay, all right,
Hardman.
all right, all right.
You afraid you might like it?
Oh, he's doing it for me now.
Awkward.
I'm no prude. He could join, I guess.
Tell me to stay away from me, girl.
Well, if I had to do that, she wouldn't be my girl.
Got a point.
Stay away from my girl.
I feel like it kind of undid what he
Exactly,
just said.
right?
Hope you weren't too attached to Rogue.
Somebody help!
She's not dead. They can't kill her off. She just. Good job, Logan. Nice. I like it. Stuff. Are these
Well,
two
yeah, what are
doing?
you guys doing? She's underage, Logan.
She'll be all right. She absorbs their gifts for a short while. In your case, your ability to heal.
Toad has a wicked tongue, Senator.
He's one of them.
Yeah, he turned the
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. I love
yeah,
it.
turned the most aggressive anti-mutant senator into a mutant. That's cool. It's just nothing to him.
Didn't get him very
What
far.
have you done to me?
Oh no! This guy just can't get it right. Is he a fish?
Tell me, have you ever seen a grown man naked? Airplane reference.
Uh,
Yeah, he kind of is. He's got gills and everything.
You
If
have
I
to
were you,
understand
I'd
me.
get myself out of here.
he was so nice to her.
Yes, he was.
Professor Xavier is furious. I don't know what he'll do with you.
Why is he acting like this?
Welcome to Cerebro.
He's a little dangerous.
This device amplifies my power a
Why
lot,
don't you just use it to find Magneto?
but he seems to have found some way to shield himself from it, because he helped me build it. Now, if you'll
Of
excuse
course
me,
he did.
Have you ever
Use Cerebro? For someone like me, it's
dangerous?
I got something that could be pretty dangerous to you too. His
Well, then
claws,
Thomas
his
Hardman.
adamantium claws, Jen. Get your mind out of the gutter. Maybe adamantium too. Little Red Riding Rogue.
she's at the train station,
Where is it?
a few miles west of here. You can't leave the mansion. It's just the opportunity Magneto needs.
Where's my motorcycle?
Ah,
I don't remember that scene.
well, that was quick.
I was driving like the speed of a light on that
Yeah,
motorcycle.
but isn't there like various trains and
that
cars?
the whole complicated terminal system? Yeah.
I heard the professor was mad at me.
And who told you that?
She was supposed to meet me for lunch.
Welcome, Professor.
I really like her superpower.
Yeah, and it's so exact that like she can even match like a retinal scan. These effects are pretty great for 2000 as well. Rubberiness of her gloves and hands. Uh-oh.
The first boy I ever kissed ended up in a coma for 3 weeks.
Nice.
There's not many people that'll understand what you're going through.
Oh.
Heck yeah.
Ooh! Cheese and crackers! Oh yeah, what you gonna
I like how his hair sticks up.
do? Ooh!
Quit playing around.
What is this guy's he's a toad?
Yeah, he has all the powers of a frog. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, I like his hat.
It's a helmet.
Metal doesn't run through your entire body.
Oh no!
How do you fight Magneto
Yeah.
when you're Wolverine?
Does the hat prevent
It's a helmet.
okay, the helmet, does it prevent Wheels, whatever his name is,
He wants to be Wheels.
from reading his mind?
It does, yes.
Okay.
Oh. Tranked.
Young people.
Put your hands over your heads, now.
Well, there goes their shield. Oh no. Oh gosh, and their weapon.
You Homo sapiens and your guns.
That's enough, Eric.
Wait a
Let
minute.
them go.
Oh, okay.
Why not come out where I can see you, Charles?
Whenever I can see you, Charles.
Let them pass that law and they'll have you in chains with a number burned into your forehead. Care to press your luck, Charles? I don't think I can stop them all.
That guy's gonna live with that trauma for forever.
Join the team. Be an Xmen.
They were in Swordfish together.
You're
That's right.
to
Yeah,
always
she told
keep
that chick to
trying
jack off
protect
Logan.
him. I got better things to do.
That was a very important scene
Yeah, it was
for
important.
the movie.
Important.
Stop
Okay,
there.
all right. We gotta tone it down here.
Oh gosh.
I'm looking for Dr. Jean Grey. Afraid if I went to hospital, they would treat you like a mutant.
Maybe Rogue has something to do with it? Like, is he not able to do this anymore?
Perhaps we shall see.
His cells began to break down almost immediately.
He's going to transfer his power to Rogue and use her to power the machine.
That's the end of him?
Yeah, there's the end of the senator.
I'm gonna find.
Senator Kelly is dead.
This is turning into a very bad day.
I can't wait to see what Mystique did to it.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh.
Can we get a handrail in here?
Right?
He could have toppled over there and fallen to his death. I wonder what like type of fluid that's supposed to be.
I know where Magneto's going.
Wonder how long it took for them to apply all that makeup and...
Hours. I know it took a long time. Oh my god. Could you imagine being crushed like long ways down?
by a freaking toad.
America was going to be the land of tolerance. Peace. Whole families destroyed simply because they were born different from those in power. Your sacrifice will mean our survival.
So he's just gonna drain her dry.
Yep, just like what Jean's gonna do to Wolverine. Look at the two towers there. This was made before 9/11.
We can insert
Isn't that crazy?
Washington. You actually go outside, Mason?
Yeah.
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
He wears yellow spandex in the comics.
Toad, Mystique, stay sharp. We're not alone.
Oh. Wait,
You're really
she's
like-
pretending to be some...
Statue.
Oh, just fighting himself.
All right, back up, back up.
I wonder what he actually cut off.
The main tool in his arsenal.
He's a weird guy. Ugh.
Well, he won that.
Come on, Storm. Storm, come on now.
I feel like she's only useful in certain situations.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's like our last Friday night, eh, Jane?
Oh, that's very cool. She even falls sexy. That's funny.
Don't move.
Tell she's like wearing a harness.
Did people ever die?
Matt when he watches the MCU. Come on, Weather Girl. There you go.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
What does happen to a toad?
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Not the best line, but I mean the end result, you know, it's good. But it's just been revoked.
Get out!
You're not part of the group.
Oh, Jesus.
You can smell her.
Hey, it's me. Prove it. You're a dick. Okay.
Oh, suck.
Oh no.
You better close your eyes. A bolt of lightning into a huge copper conductor. Thought you lived at a school.
I love how condescending he is.
Soon our fate will be theirs.
Jeez. You know that's high up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Why is it that he's using her though?
Because she can take his power, and Magneto is powerful enough to do the machine, but it'll kill him if he did it.
Oh, because she absorbs.
Yeah. Activate the machine and then die.
You owe me a scream. Hey, Bub. I'm
Bub.
not finished with you yet.
No.
What if that didn't work and it just now just shot her whole head off?
Let me go. If I don't make it, then at least you can still blast the damn thing.
Oh my goodness.
Jean. Oh.
Scott, wait.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. Teamwork, guys.
Oh no.
Let go.
All right, girl, damn. Juicing him for everything. He's got. I was wondering what happened to him.
Or they just leave him there.
He was kind of useless. I mean, they located
Well,
Rogue, and that's about it.
He brought them all together and little Lower Gene.
I really thought they were going to get it on. There's still time.
A lot of sequels.
Tell her my heart belongs to someone else.
Hasn't really been that
Is it
long.
really you're talking about your heart? I don't think so.
Going to say goodbye to them.
I hope she found out Bobby wasn't the one that said that stuff to her.
What?
Thank you.
No one noticed that.
Like those YouTube videos of people claiming people are like lizards.
There's some things to take care of up north.
I don't want you to go.
Everything's plastic.
Why do you come here, Charles? The war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it. I will always be there. Old friend.
I mean, probably not. He's getting old, right?
Checkmate. I like how he checkmated him with a pawn as well. All right, just finished watching X-Men. We had a lot of fun watching this one. Sorry about all the sexually explicit jokes. Just having a little bit of fun here. But what did you think?
I really liked it. I thought it was very, very unique. I love the idea of these mutants and the fact that there's like so many different types. To start off, I really like the characters of Wolverine and Mystique. I think those were my two favorite. Magneto was also very interesting, but I kind of understand like what he's saying. Like it's coming from a place where he feels like his kind are discriminated against. Obviously the way that he's going about this is absolutely horrible, trying to convert everybody into a mutant and then therefore killing them. His viewpoint is just, I guess, interesting as for the reasons that he's doing this. It kind of put a different kind of twist on it. Thought that the CG wasn't that bad. I thought that it was going to be worse, honestly. Like when we first started watching, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is, especially like Mystique, when I saw her, I was like, oh, what other characters are they gonna have that are going to involve CG? So I was a little relieved. I didn't think it was that bad, especially for, I think you said 2000. I thought it looked pretty decent.
It's pretty good.
Weather Girl, Storm. I wanted to like her character so much. I felt like out of all the characters, she was not the weakest, but I felt like they didn't like display.
Utilize her enough.
Yeah, well, her character itself, I mean, she was pretty present, but she was mainly chasing after people. Like, I just wish they would have used her power or displayed her power a little more.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of like, okay, so she can, you know, make it rain. But that, you know, I don't know. I just wish they would have, because I felt like I would have really liked her character if they had displayed it the right way.
Yeah.
Sabretooth was kind of like comical to me, just because like that guy cannot get it right to save his life. Like he has one job. The whole storyline was pretty decent, and I do remember some of those scenes coming back. I remember like Wolverine catching up with Rogue in like the train. I do remember that part. But overall, I thought the storyline was really, really good. I guess my only complaint was kind of like how it was left at the Statue of Liberty. Like I didn't like that the X-Men just kind of like left him there. I wish they would have kind of resolved that a little more. Obviously I saw that he was like apprehended. The last scene that I saw of him was just like chilling, like waiting, you know.
To be picked up by the police or something.
So that was kind of my biggest complaint. Also, the Toad guy was really interesting to me. I was He was kind of another character that was borderline, like, comical. I think one of my favorite parts about this movie is just the irony that they made one of the biggest, like, outspoken individuals against mutant kind.
Mm-hmm.
They made him into a mutant, which I thought was just so brilliant. That was probably one of my favorite parts. I don't know what's going on with Jean and Wolverine. There's obviously some sexual tension. I have a feeling that's something that's gonna, like, develop later on, which obviously I'm kind of like, well, what's gonna happen with Laser Guy? You know, because they're supposed to be, like, you know, in love or snookums together, so.
Yeah, right.
Where does he fit in? Really like the relationship between Wolverine and Rogue. It's a very, like, brother-sister or father-daughter protective relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that relationship. It felt very genuine.
Yeah.
Magneto was very good as a villain. Like, he was very smart. And I think those are the best villains. I thought that it was very interesting that Xavier and Magneto had, like, this past, you know? They had this friendship at one point that kind of dissolved because they had two very different viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you see the last scene and they're, like, playing chess together. And obviously it's not, like, buddy-buddy, friendly type thing.
It's like this mutual respect they have.
Right. They have this, like, common ground as far as, like, understanding that they come from the same place. They have the same struggles. Obviously, they do not share the same viewpoint on how to overcome that and deal with it. But it was nice. It's nice seeing that, like, just basic respect that they have for each other. It kind of changed the dynamic a little bit. Pretty decent film. I'm curious what the follow-up films will be like. Mainly because I want to know what the heck is going to happen with Wolverine and Jean. I truly thought they were going to get it on, and they did. So that means it's going to be really, really juicy when it does happen. But I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, you picked up right on all the segregation aspect.
Mm-hmm.
The Charles and Magneto thing is a lot like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, where Martin Luther King was kind of this non-violent, you know, peaceful protest, and Malcolm X was a little bit more aggressive. Which would kind of be more of like Magneto, but for the same cause, the same thing. We want equality, we want to be treated with respect, but different kind of ways that they go about it. The X-Men were created as sort of a metaphor for equality and whatnot. So it's always really interesting to me to go back to a movie like this. This is, you know, 21, almost 22 years old now, and the things they're talking about are the exact same things we're talking about today. Like, nothing has changed, you know. Even the opening speech with Senator Kelly and Jean Grey and talking about, are mutants dangerous, you know, or this sort of blanket, like, well, and Jean Grey's response is, well, are, you know, people driving in cars could be dangerous. The question is flawed. I mean, they can or can't be, just like a person. Are humans dangerous? Well, some are and some aren't. But, you know, really interesting. It opens up a lot of dialogue. And they explore further into that in some of the other movies too, which is really interesting. I wonder, like, if the machine that they built didn't kill the humans, like if Senator Kelly had lived and he just was a mutant, I wonder if it would have been different. You know, obviously I don't condone changing their genes against their will or whatever, but would the plan have been as sinister? He wasn't going out murdering them. He was just literally, like, could you imagine if, like, they made a machine that turned, like, David Duke into a black guy? And it was just like, well, now what are you gonna do, you know? So really, I don't know if that would have changed the, you know, the severity of how horrible it was, but yeah, really interesting conversations. This is gonna give me some flack, I just know it. I can feel it, I can already feel it coming. Another thing, like, looking back at the older movies like this is sort of the simplicity in comparison to what we have today, where they're not like huge grand scale things. They're much more simplified, which I enjoy a lot. And the MCU, I've always said, kind of is a double-edged sword. We get like this awesome fan service, and we get to see people together that we never would have seen before. But at the same time, we kind of lose the more simple stories, the expansive universe things. We don't get a whole lot of Joker type of movies anymore. We don't get a whole lot of X-Men 1s. I love these movies for that, and I'm hoping we'll get to see something more simplified stories. I don't know, in the MCU or maybe the DC, maybe that's what they can fill that void. It doesn't look like they're going that route, though. They're going to do their own multiversal type thing. But anyway, what would you rate this one?
I agree with what you said about it kind of being pretty simple as far as the plot and the storyline, but they also had, like, subplots within the movie, which I really, really enjoyed. Like, they had the situation with Wolverine and kind of his like backstory, and the fact that like he had this treatment, I don't know what to call it, and there's a lot of questions surrounding that. You have the situation with Rogue going on, and then the Senator, you know, you have that entire subplot going on. So I really like that that was in addition to the main storyline, but it all meshed together. It wasn't too much. It was very easy to follow. So I really enjoyed that. I thought that it was a very decent film. I liked the characters. My main complaints were I felt like there should have been a little more development for certain characters. There were certain scenes that I was kind of like underplayed to me. One of them was at the Statue of Liberty. Kind of, he was just laying there, like, I'm like, okay. What happened in between there? And I wish the X-Men would have kind of finished that off, you know, versus just leaving it wide open. Overall, I like the movie. I'm gonna go with an 8.
I think for me, I don't remember what I rated it with Matt and Jenna when we did it, but I think after watching it again, I'd go with probably a 7. I think it's solid. I think it was ahead of its time in some of the special effects. Watching it again, I feel like characters like Storm and Scott, they didn't utilize, like you said, they didn't utilize them well enough. I feel like they were just kind of there. And this has always kind of been the problem with like superhero movies that have a lot of notable characters. How do you give them all enough screen time? It was the exact same thing most of us worried about when the first Avengers came out. How are they going to manage all these characters? So I feel like there's a failing in that regard. Like Storm really only had a handful of lines. She was there physically present and she did some cool stuff, but overall, like I don't really know who she is at this point in the franchise. Same thing with Scott. All we know about Scott is that he's dating or with Jean, and Jean's kind of borderline emotionally cheating on him, and he's got some cool powers and had a cool action-packed moments. But outside of that, I don't really know Scott. But I did like that they focused on Wolverine as a fan favorite character and the relationship with Rogue, and they focused a lot on Magneto. So the characters they did focus on, I thought were the right choices. Solid film, 7 for me. But those are just some of our thoughts on X-Men. We would love to know what you think down in the comments below. Again, to my patrons, thank you so much for choosing X-Men for the next series for us to watch. And we're gonna continue, and I don't remember which ones we ended off with. I think we did the unofficial Wolverine trilogy is what I call it. X-Men Origins, Wolverine, or The Wolverine, and Logan. I think that's the, oh, and we saw the Deadpools, so those have all been covered already. But we're gonna continue up until that point, and I hope you stick along with us. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. It does help the channel out a lot. Consider subscribing so you'll be notified whenever we do the next videos. Consider joining my Patreon. You'll get early access to select videos just like this one, as well as the opportunity to vote on future content that we watch. As always, Jen and I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.